Some Western New Yorkers are complaining about taxi nightmares on New Year's Eve. News 4's Marissa Perlman has the latest on the push to bring ride-sharing to the capital region and here to Western New York. Marissa?
Well, Jackie, dozens of viewers wrote to us saying they waited up to 2 hours for a ride home on New Year's Eve. But leaders with Liberty Cab, the biggest taxi company here in our area, say the most recent proposal to bring ride-sharing here falls short and needs to be regulated.
But New Year's is a real exception. You can't look at the whole company image around one day.
Liberty Cab Company owner Bill Yuhnke says he would call his New Year's Eve cab service a success. He had about 6,000 calls in just the one night.
5 complaints on those 6,000 calls. That's a pretty good job.
Well, we saw more than just 5 complaints about overall cab service up on our Facebook page. One of them from Kaylin Adkins.
We called the Liberty Cab service, and turns out that, I don't know, we were forgotten.
The plan was for a night of bowling and pizza in Tonawanda. Her group booked on Liberty's Curb app 2 hours before they wanted to be picked up. When the cab didn't show, they called.
They had no recollection of our reservation. They said, oh, take an hour. I said, that's unacceptable. We booked 2 hours ago and got hung up on.
Liberty had 400 cars on the road after 7 p.m. But is it enough?
We can always use more. But you got to remember, we're still mandated by the city of Buffalo on how many vehicles we can put out there.
Yuhnke said the app and the service isn't foolproof, but he says riders in Buffalo should expect a wait on a night like New Year's.
40 minutes on a New Year's Eve, that's pretty good.
Still, Western New Yorkers like Adkins are calling for a ride-sharing service here.
It's a joke that Buffalo doesn't have it. Anywhere else in the U.S. has it.
It's been Yuhnke's mission to fight bringing ride-sharing here. He says insurance and background checks are just 2 of the issues he has with it. But now?
Bring it on. I can't wait for that to happen. And you'll be covering stories about being overcharged.
Well, riders like Adkins tell us a trip through Liberty from Buffalo to Tonawanda has cost her $50 in the past. And in terms of those communication problems we mentioned, Yuhnke says not all of his employees are based here in Western New York. He outsourced some of his dispatch to the Philippines on New Year's Eve night. Moving forward, though, Yuhnke's looking to get temporary permits on big nights like New Year's. In the studio tonight, Marissa Perlman, News 4 at 6.